This is Rock here. I wanted to do a swing analysis of Sam Snead. This is from approximately 1962. He was playing a match against Bob Golby at Philadelphia Country Club. He was about 50 years old at this time. The thing I wanted to focus on in this particular video is his sit down move and his squat move. So right here I have two screens set up, you know, him on the left and the right. And here he is on his takeaway. So you can see, um, as he takes it away, I want you to focus in on his right leg. You can see how straight it is here. And as he continues his backswing, it's pretty straight. Stays there. Um, and then right about here, his first move down is right there. Okay, so you can see his left knee is really closed the gap. Uh, he's, almost touching, it looks like. It's hard to see from this view if he is touching, but it's very, very close, you can see. Now here on the right, we'll we can show that um, right here, so he goes from the top of the backswing and then about right here, he has his knees really far apart. So that's what I would call a squat. So when when he when he gets his knees far apart like that, that's the squat. The sit down part of it is you can see right here how bent his leg is relative to over here. So you can see his takeaway, his leg's pretty straight, and then you know the right leg is bent. Uh, here, I'd say mid downswing, his legs are bent. So there's two aspects to this. One is he sits down more from the top of his backswing to mid downswing, and then the other thing is he has a squat move where he moves his knees pretty far apart. So the question is, okay, well, that seems to be a really key move. Now, how exactly does he do that? So this is where you have to get into some analysis here and look at a superposition. So if I hit the superposition, you can't tell a difference. But now when you start proceeding into the swing, now you can start to see the distance that the knee moves. So here it is at the top of the backswing. Here it is at mid downswing. And then you can also see his right knee actually moves away from the target. It moves, it bends, but it definitely doesn't move to the left. You can definitely see it's bending and it's going lower. Um, so that's pretty interesting. So that gives me a lot of clues on how he actually did it. And then it's, how I figure out exactly how he does it is I go in and record myself doing it until I can simulate that exact move. And the key move of not only getting the knees really far apart in a squat move, but also uh, sitting down. So the two things together is what enables him to really have one of the greatest swings of all time, if not the greatest swing of all time. So you can see if you do a superposition from his top of the backswing position to mid downswing, you can see his head stay. It drops maybe a little bit, which is good. That's what you want. You want it to drop a little bit. So he's really in a real powerful move. And then as he moves into the ball, so right here, this is right before impact. You look at his superposition. Again, his head's dropped a little bit, and he's just kind of starting to unload onto the ball here. You can see when he comes through, he, you know, both of his legs straighten up, and he really just powers through the shot. So the big power move here is is the two things that he does, which is the sit down move and the squat. And that's, that's what I really want to incorporate into my own swing. So now we'll go back to, this is more of a caddy view. Go to a side uh, or down the line view here. This is at about 422 in this video. So let me get there on both of them. Okay, so we got here. All right, so he's at address here. So we'll start him on the right side, get him to the top of the backswing. So you can see here, you do a superposition. You can see here his right butt cheek is well behind where he was at address. Okay, so we'll get the other one at the top now. So right at the top. So his right butt cheek's back on both of them. We'll do the superposition, and you can see when he starts down, his you can see his leg, which is pretty straight here, little bit of flex in it, and then you can see it start bending. So by the time he gets to mid downswing, both his knees are parallel to the target line. He's got a big angle here. You can see from his right butt cheek to his knee. There's definite flex in that right knee now. It's bent. So that's the sit down move part of it. From this view, it's hard to see the squat, but we saw that from the other move, how much his knees are spread apart at this point of the swing. You can see, here on the superposition, you can see he's starting to turn, and then, he comes into impact, right? This is right before impact. You can see his left butt cheek's visible here. So he's really gotten a lot of rotation in his body prior to impact. And then you can see his legs straighten up post impact. So it's similar to the other swing we saw. This one's on the first hole of that match, and the other one was on the 18th hole of the match. So it's the same characteristic you can see from both views. Now during this match, there's a lot of swings, so I've viewed many of those swings and analyzed many of those swings. So when I do that, I can get a real good idea about exactly what he's doing, and I analyze it, and then I go and try it myself and work on it until I kind of understand at a pretty deep level how he's actually doing this. So how is he doing the sit down move? How is he doing the squat? And when I'm able to duplicate it, then I feel like I understand it. I feel like it is important to analyze the videos in real depth like this so people can say they're doing things, and you analyze the video yourself, and you make your own decisions about what they're actually doing, and you have to try it out yourself too. And then when you can do both of those things, and understand it and do it, then you feel like you got some expertise on what a guy like Sam Snead's doing, or a guy like Ben Hogan, or Furyk, or anybody really. So that's what I do, and I wanted to get it out there just to share the great swing of Sam Snead and the key moves that he makes, which are the sit down move and the squat. From the top of his backswing, to about mid downswing, when this action really occurs, and that's what enables him to really power through and achieve the ball striking and the greatness that he was able to achieve. So, thanks very much, and hope you enjoyed this, and see you guys later. Bye.